When we get a phone call from our defenders up north or down south and they say our drone broke or other equipment is desperately needed, we step in and they have the equipment within 12 to 24 hours. There's a critical crisis gap of support, and in that overlap is where we step in. We are highly effective because we work in tandem with the government and the army. We know Israeli ministers, generals, officers, and soldiers on the ground, and we will be able to identify the biggest crisis gaps of what is needed here on the ground, then source that equipment and gear all around the world, bring it to Israel, and distribute it to those who needed it most. This is a thermal drone. This is an IFAC. Here we have an Akti kit. It's a medical piece of equipment where we step in as a nonprofit to protect and save as many Israelis as possible. This is the most important piece of equipment in this war. There is no question about it. This is a thermal drone. It's really simple. It pops open easy. When a soldier gets a drone, he goes from pitch black, can't see anything, to I can see everything around me and in front of me and feel perfectly safe. That is the difference before and after having a thermal drone. To understand how fast this has an impact, we can just look at our mission trip with our ambassadors and community leaders in May 2025. And we handed out 2 thermal drones. I got a phone call 36 hours later saying one of those thermal drones had saved the lives of 2 soldiers where Hamas had trained an RPG on them, and the drone identified the terrorists and the team was able to escape just narrowly and save their lives. You show up to a unit who is there defending us over the border, and they know they're exposed, and you say, here's a simple tool that we are gifting you so you can be safe. You see grown men, 30, 40, 50 years old, who break down and cry and hug you and don't let go. There is nothing that feels better than the drive home when you know that those men are safe that night because of what you did. This is an IFAC, an individual first aid kit. This is unique, and this didn't exist in the IDF before in its structure. When your best friend gets hit, every second counts in saving his life. This tourniquet is right here in the pack. The placement is critical. It's easily accessible. He's able to rip it open and place it. There is nothing more important to that soldier in that moment than immediate access to the medical supplies needed. It could be a chest seal for critical wounds. These are the core needs of every soldier, and this is why Israel France has provided tens of thousands of individual first aid kits across the entire army. This is life and death. I think this represents who we are. We have built a cutting-edge 3D printing facility in southern Israel, which prints out thousands of pieces a day for all different types of solutions and needs and wants. A $10,000 drone could have a small piece that breaks and is not usable anymore. Israel Friends has been looking for what can provide the adaptability and flexibility as an organization to give the Army what it needs, and here it is. Here we have an Akti kit. It's a medical piece of equipment. It didn't exist before. We've put this in the pockets of thousands of medics, not only in the IDF, but also across civilian first responders around the country. Here are small little drone components that we have that keep the gimbal and camera safer, provide legs, spider legs for landing. Many times, soldiers come to us in despair. They have a key component of their drone or something else that's broken, and it would take weeks or months to replace from abroad. Here, our 3D printing lab steps in, works with them, crafts the part on the computer, prints it, and hands it to them within days. And that confidence allows them to go back into the field feeling safe and ready for what's coming next. Here in Israel, unfortunately, the system became immensely overwhelmed as the nation was faced with immense trauma, and the wait time for new patients spiked from 3 months before the war to see a psychiatrist to 6, 9, and almost 12 months at certain points in the beginning of the war. We've treated over 5,000 individuals, but the truth is there is a silent epidemic sweeping through Israel where people are experiencing immense mental health duress. We saw this problem and said we need a solution, and therefore we've invested in a mental health farm, the Matanya farm, right next to Afua, to provide care for reservists, first offenders, and those populations that are underserved. What someone does, they come to this incredible evergreen ecosystem, they plant, they pick those vegetables and fruits, and they provide it to the most needy of the northern community, and they work with animals in the land to give back. And in that giving nature, they're able to find their own recovery with the immense support of incredible mental health professionals. We have taken what is months very often through government agencies, brought it down to weeks and then days and sometimes hours to get them the emergency supplies they need. When we get a phone call from our defenders up north or down south and they say, our drone broke or other equipment is desperately needed, we step in and they have the equipment within 12 to 24 hours. Since the beginning of the war, we have seen incredible grassroots efforts pop up all around Israel and around the world to help with the emergency here on the ground. We have operated as the fiscal sponsor to many of these efforts. We call them our affiliate programs. Today we have more than 100 groups that we are the platform for their operations in the US. We allow them to fundraise, we give them the entire support network, and they go out and provide protective equipment, life-saving medical supplies, mental health programming, and so much more all around Israel. If it fits in our mission statement, we are proud to enable them to work here on the ground and provide life-saving support nationwide. Israel Friends is still needed more than ever. Now, the truth is the front line will change. Will it always be the center of Rafiach, or will move back towards the kibbutzim? No one can be certain. What I do know and what you know is that it will always be a front line, and we will stand there at the front line providing new, innovative solutions to stop those who are trying to harm innocent Israelis. We operate both on and off the battlefield. There's over 100,000 soldiers on the front line today that we are providing critical technology, technological solutions, and medical supplies to keep them safe. With your support, we do that. Here at Israel Friends, we are a leading solution provider nationwide for reservists, soldiers, and civilians. No matter what they experienced, we are here to help them. Our mission is truer than ever.